Hello and welcome back to Together We Pause with me, Faye.
And me, Helen. It's time to grab a cuppa and dive right in. Sorry, I sort of lost my mind then just for a second and was like, what am I saying? I feel like I got it right.
You got it right.
Got it right.
And you're going to tell me about an orca.
I am going to tell you about an orca. So on Instagram, there has been some viral content around an orca. So like orcas, are they whales?
Yes.
Yeah, an orca's a whale.
The black and white one.
Black and white one. And so there's been some footage of an orca and their trainer. And basically, you know those like water shows that people can go to and
Yes.
the orca like flips the trainer in the air and does
Yep.
all that stuff and eats a fish and whatever. And so there's been this viral content in a number of different formats, different reels about an orca killing its trainer, basically. And it's been really, the content's really awful. And I saw it the first time and I was like, this is horrific. Why is anyone publishing this? Like, this is so awful. But it turns out it's not true. Turns out it's an AI piece of generated content.
Right.
That is fake. So it's false news. And it's been doing the rounds in a number of different formats. And it is being displayed on Instagram like it's a real story. And I was just thinking, and I was messaging the other day, saying, how scary is it now that, like, fake news was always a thing, wasn't it? We know that there's a lot of propaganda
isn't that just
around.
news?
Yeah. There's loads of propaganda around, like, all different things in the world. But this is, like, fake news that has been generated by someone to create fake news. And it just blows my mind a little bit. Because it's not true. It's a horrible thing.
Does he like munch him?
Yeah. Like throws her up in the air. There's blood and there's people in the background looking really shocked.
What an odd thing to create.
It's really odd. But I've also seen a growing trend of like medical information, and it will often, I don't know if you've seen them on the gram. I think we've realised that I spend a lot more time on.
I think we are realising this.
But it's like, my name is Dr. Whatever's, and you've been dealing with your symptoms all wrong. You need to do, and it's a real person. And then the mouth is basically regenerated. The speech is regenerated using that person's speech and like that person's like, I guess, language and like accent if they've got one. And it's just really blowing my mind.
That is quite scary because like, when I see content that is AI generated, I don't know about the orca thing, but
you're going to Google this now.
I feel like it's bleeding obvious most of the time. Yes. I know. And what you're saying is this one, it actually looks real.
Yeah.
And like different people will believe different things. Like I think probably people of my parents or my in-laws generation will be like, oh, terrible.
Yes, yeah.
And actually I'm like, oh, come on, that's obviously fake.
Yes, yeah.
But when it starts outsmarting us and the generation below us who we know, like that is scary. I saw somebody, and I shall name no names, I saw somebody who I know, who is a friend of mine, post, in fact, I've seen more than one person post AI generated photos of themselves.
Oh, I've seen this too.
And I don't know how I feel about that because
I don't understand why.
Well, for me, like both times I've seen it, I've been like, well, that's obviously not you. Is that a bad thing though? Maybe they just got busy and didn't have time for a branding shoot. Or is it weird?
I think it's really super weird.
I felt both times I was like, that is obviously not you. And I was quite freaked out by it. But there's no way I'd post a picture of me that wasn't me.
But then that's because you're you.
What, normal?
Yeah. Because there are other people who think that that is a good thing to do.
I don't know that that's a good thing to do.
No, I don't think it's a good thing to do.
But why not? Because not harming anyone, is it? If it's them.
I often see ones, you know, people are pretending to be like warriors and stuff. Like it's their face.
Okay, I did this with my niece.
Okay.
But we didn't post anything.
Okay.
But we had a lot of fun. I've got a picture of me with like a woolly mammoth.
Well, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
We're going to be.
And I've got me as like an Egyptian queen and stuff. And they're really cool. But they're quite obviously not me because I'm not an Egyptian queen. But when you see the new such and such has changed their profile picture and it's like,
I don't mind like the cartoon drawn ones. I think they're quite like, you know, when people have sort of changed it into that Japanese style of cartoons.
Yeah.
I actually quite like those. I think they're quite fun. But it's when someone has quite obviously, it's like the next
same picture. It's the same outfit.
But it's like the next level on a filter, isn't it?
Yeah, but then we edit photos. So what, is there a problem? I don't know. It's a dangerous territory though.
You edit photos because you're a wedding photographer, but my guess is that you're editing light and dark, aren't you? And tone.
Yeah.
You're
or
not
if someone's got a massive spot on their wedding day, you want to help them out by getting rid of it.
Yeah. But like, you're not like putting a like soft focus on them, are you?
No. I don't know. No. But I'm going to check out the Orca.
I want everyone to Google the Orca.
Bringing this to my attention.
Well, we're going to make it re-viral, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's actually really scary. I'm so sorry if I give anyone nightmares.
Okay. Well, I will check it out. Today, though, we're talking about holistic wellness.
Yes. This is something that I'm really, really passionate about. I really believe that holistic activities, holistic approaches can work really beautifully with medicine as well. Both my parents were very ill, and my dad particularly was very ill for a really long period of time, and he was on an awful lot of medicine to keep him kind of with us, and that's wonderful. But I must admit, I got to the point where I was like, I feel like the medicine isn't working in his benefit. Mm-hmm. And that's very much my perspective of this. He was very much like, he wanted to take all the medicine to stay with us as long as he could. And so for me, I've always been really pro, like, what are the other options? Like, yes, I'll take like HRT. I'm super pro about HRT, but it's like, what can I be doing outside of that, which is going to be great for my mental health, which is going to be great for like my skin or my muscles or my bones. Like what can I be doing that helps me rebalance whilst also on HRT, so I can continue to feel well and balanced and happy and healthy.
So is holistic wellness anything that makes us feel good that is not traditional medicine?
Correct. And I think a lot of this is like really old school medicine. So I've done Rolfing, which is where they basically manipulate what's called the fissure, I think it's called, which is basically, it manipulates the kind of like the section under the skin to rebalance you internally. There's a lot of like Chinese medicine.
I was going to say, this is like your qi.
Yes.
Chinese medicine.
Yeah. I think it's very similar. It was created by, I think, Dr. Rolf, maybe. I don't know.
How did you guess that?
Oh, no, exactly. As I sit here, I'm like, who was it invented by? And I really enjoyed it. Like, energetically. How
does it work? What, is it someone touching you?
Yeah, someone's basically touching you and basically moving energy around your body and moving muscles around your body. Because ultimately, I believe, and a lot of traditional medicine believes, that you hold energy in your muscles. So it's a way of relieving tension and trauma and worry and upset and stress. And it really, really worked for me.
Does it feel like having a massage?
It does, but it's very specific in different areas of your life. And it basically, in essence, helps you kind of realign your skeleton.
Wow.
It's really interesting.
I think that sounds fascinating.
Really fascinating. And I know you've done quite a lot of holistic approaches because you love a bit of breath work. Yeah. And you did Wim Hof, didn't you?
Yes. I think breath work is, I don't even know if it's a treatment. It's more of a like, we should all be doing this every day.
I'm quite scared of breath work, as you know.
Yeah, lots of people are.
I am, only because I've heard when you've done your sessions, when we've been at your amazing retreats, and when the kind of retreaters come out and they tell me about what they've seen, and I think I'm just quite fearful of it. And having experienced quite a lot of grief in the last 18 months, I'm fearful of my response to it.
Yeah, you might be worried about what you will see.
Exactly. That's exactly. So talk to me about how breathwork works.
Well,
you're breathing.
Yeah. But this is the thing. The breath is very powerful. So even, you'll see top sports people on the start line or when they're warming up for a match or whatever, literally slow their breathing down. It is when you breathe slowly, you are awakening the parasympathetic nervous system, which basically brings about calm.
Okay.
And so when somebody, like, it's the age-old thing, like, when someone's really like, breathe slowly. We don't know why we're telling them to do that, but everybody knows that, right? Yeah. And actually, it works.
Yeah.
Like it's proven to work. The breathwork sessions that I run are slightly different, and to kind of go into the ins and outs of how they work is very hard in just a little space of podcast, but it can be very powerful what it uncovers. Now, the breath work, that it's the other direction. It's not your parasympathetic. So it needs to be done with, an instructor. I wouldn't be recommending people sat at home and did that kind of thing. Aside of breath work, though, I love trying things.
Yeah.
I've had reflexology.
Yes. Nice.
Which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I've had that too.
And without being too graphic, I had to think twice about whether I was going to say this.
Do it.
I was feeling really sluggish. This was like, I was early 20s, and I found a reflexologist who lived near us. And she, within like 2 minutes of touching my feet, she was like, oh yeah, you've got a congested bowel. She said, you're completely bunged out. And I was like, no, I'm not. If you're constipated, right?
Yeah.
She was like, I can really feel it, and I can see that, like, I can feel that it's affecting your energy. Did the session. I just about made it home in time to go
biggest
to the
poo of your life.
For sure. And I was wowed by that. What else have I done? I've had what's the word for it?
Hands-on healing?
No, where they don't touch you.
Yeah, that isn't that hands-on. Is that
Reiki. That would have taken me ages to get there on my own. That blew my mind because I was a real non-believer, but somebody had recommended, and I wasn't going with a particular need. I was just like, I'm really curious. And I remember saying to the lady, I'm not here for a particular reason. I'm curious. And I can remember so clearly, like a whooshing feeling of like, almost like a wind tunnel coming out of my head. And I was convinced she was there, like touching my head. And I said to her afterwards, that was crazy, whatever you're doing to my head. And she said, I didn't leave your feet for the whole hour.
What? And I had that in rolfing
all
as well.
All of your legs.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
I was like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Crazy.
But isn't it interesting how all of those like very old and I guess ancestral medicines are now coming to the fore, and they can work in beautiful harmony with the other things that modern medicine can do and teach us?
Definitely. I find it fascinating. Like, meditation is a real basic. Like, we've been meditating for centuries, whether that's just closing your eyes and breathing slowly. For the benefits that we discussed earlier, or whether that's because there is something in particular you want to access, a memory, a past life, if you believe in that. Meditation has been key for so many people.
Definitely.
There's so much out there, isn't there?
There is. Have you ever tried hypnotherapy?
No.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Did you go into it for a particular reason?
Yeah. So my daughter was due to have a big operation, as you know, last year.
Yeah.
And my mum was very poorly, and I was feeling really out of balance. And I'd heard such good things about hypnotherapy. Now, I have done thousands of hours of normal therapy, of talking therapy.
Yeah.
I'm quite good at that because I like to talk. But I got to a point when I was like, I'm so bored of the sound of my own voice. I don't want to hear the same stories anymore. I'm not interested in kind of verbally working through it. I want to go to someone and explain what's happening and see if they can help me. Now, because both my parents were very ill, I find it quite triggering to go into hospitals. The smells, the bright lights, the sounds, the uniforms. I find that quite a hard environment to be in. So I actually went to the hypnotherapist to say, can you help me feel more comfortable? My daughter's going for this operation. I want to be there for her. I want to be centered. I want to be present for her and not be kind of thoughtful about what's going on around me. And within 3 sessions, I could walk into that hospital. I wasn't triggered. The smell didn't impact me. I find it really bright.
Wow.
I find hospitals really bright, and I find that quite hard to like navigate. And so within 3 sessions, I think we had maybe 6 or 8 sessions before my daughter's operation, and it transformed my my kind of experience of it.
What did they do?
I don't know, because I went to sleep.
Were you completely out of it?
You would love it, because you love sleep as much as I do.
Yeah.
So you just lie down, and a lot like many other holistic approaches, you do that kind of check-in of centering your body and feeling the kind of, the bed beneath you and all that stuff. And literally within about 3 minutes, I'd be asleep, and then she'd wake me up and I would literally feel 10 times lighter. And she did a lot around grief with my mum as well, because obviously mum passed around the similar time. And so we talked a lot about holding space for that grief, but kind of like putting it in a separate place almost, just so I could be totally present for my daughter during her operation. And it is life-changing. And out of all of the modalities, it's the one that I often go back to. I've got an amazing hypnotherapist called Jude, who I love. She's awesome. And I'll just do like a check-in, and I'll go 45 minutes, an hour. I'll have a lovely sleep. I'll feel so much better after it. And I just leave, and the world's a better place.
Isn't that amazing?
And it's your subconscious. That's it's like your subconscious. It's like tapping into that. And so she has lots of different ways of doing it. But
does it just kick in? So like, I'm thinking about you walking into the hospital. Yeah. Are you talking to yourself?
No.
Or it's just...
So I had a couple of like anchors, one of which was from one of your retreats, actually. Do you remember your yoga lady sold those kind of like aromatherapy balms? I bought one when we were there.
Yeah.
And I used that. So if I was ever feeling a bit uncomfortable, I would have it on my wrist and I would smell it like an anchor. But literally, outside the Bristol Children's Hospital, there's this really big... It's like a sculpture. It's like really bright. It's childlike, because obviously it's a children's hospital. And I used to drive past it and instantly feel like sick, overwhelmed, like just emotionally very broken. And now I can drive past it and I don't even think about it at all. And obviously it's a very happy story, because my daughter's operation went really well and all that stuff. So all really good. But at the time, the thought of going into that hospital and experiencing all those senses of bright lights, smells, uniforms, information was just too much. And it honestly made the experience so much easier for me.
It's fascinating. I feel like talking therapy would never have got you there.
Exactly. And I'm really interested about Wim Hof, because is that a modality in itself? Because that's breathing and cold, isn't it?
Yes. So the Wim Hof
triangle. You met him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wim Hof triangle it's not just breathwork. It's obviously cold exposure.
Yeah.
As well, which I love. I'm not somebody who enjoys the cold.
No.
I mean, for
oh no, this studio can be quite cold, and we heard nothing about Faye ever being warm in this studio.
Yeah, like I don't like the cold, but when you step into an ice bath, I just think something really incredible happens. And the feeling that you get when you're out it's like you've taken a drug.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you can do anything. It's like an awakening of all of your senses, like everything that was sluggish before. It's like someone really has turned the light on or put the glasses on. Everything feels clear again.
Yeah.
And also... like not just like the sciencey stuff, because Wim Hof is very science driven.
Okay.
But how it makes you feel. And I think that's the biggest win for me, has been like, well, if I can do that, I can do anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I've always had a feeling of I could do anything.
Yeah.
But I do have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to walk out the studio and fly, but
like anything is possible though.
Anything is possible. And I've created this sort of atmosphere in my own mind.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of this has come from doing this holistic stuff.
Yes.
That if I decide that I would like to do something, that is entirely possible for me.
And so what led you to the holistic stuff, as you call it?
Well, I'm from Glastonbury, so you kind of grow up with the sort of woo-woo.
But the energy in Glastonbury is different, isn't it? The smell is different.
Everything's different there, yeah. I think I've always had one foot in the sort of woo-woo.
Yeah.
Like I would quite often just go and wander around Glastonbury and go in the crystal shops and speak to people about weird and wonderful things, and I always thought it was rather marvellous.
I love Glastonbury.
Yeah, but I've got a very pragmatic, rational side of my brain as well, and I think having those two is quite nice.
Yeah.
So for me, when it comes to medicine, I have no qualms in saying if I'm in pain, I take the drug.
Yeah.
Like that, for me, there's no point in me sitting in my pain or whatever. I'm like, no, this hurts. Give me some drugs, please. Yeah. But also, I think to help on an ongoing basis of wellness, I love all of that stuff. I would try most things.
Me too.
And enjoy it very much. The only thing I'm not sure I would try is ayahuasca. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but quite a few big Instagrammy people have done it. It's like it's from a tree in I think you go to Costa Rica, and it's like the juice of this tree.
And don't you trip out for hours?
Yeah, it wouldn't be for me. No. Drug taking and all that jazz has never been for me. I'm just not interested. Thank you very much. I like to be in control, she says, enjoying Reiki and stuff. But you have a proper purging, a physical purge and a mental purge.
Yeah.
That for me would be no, thank you. No, that would be a step too far. But I'm absolutely fascinated watching other people do it.
And so if someone's listening and they've never tried holistic before, what's the first stepping stone for you, do you think?
Be curious.
Yeah. And also just do research on all the different options.
Yeah.
Because actually, I hadn't heard of rolfing before I did it, and someone recommended it, and actually it was really impactful for a really long time for me. And then I must admit, things take different themes for me. So I'll do hypno for ages, and then I might do Reiki, and I'll do that for a bit, and then I'll do something else. But even for me, holistic can just be just a massage. It can be just a facial.
Could be just having a bath.
Yeah. Holistic to me is about what can I do that is going to make me feel better in this moment, that's going to make me feel more balanced. And you're right, it could be a bath with an amazing bath bomb. Lush. I went to the Lush spa, actually. That was incredible. Honestly, incredible. I'll fill you in on that at a different time. But actually, it could be as simple as walking somewhere and sitting and just being quiet with your thoughts.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be anything big, grand and expensive. And I think often people go, well, I need 6 sessions of hypno to make a difference. Actually, you don't. Journaling is a great option for a holistic approach. It's how can you create balance and find your center by doing something that isn't medical? That's for me. That's the definition.
I think that's right. And if you have an ailment, look at all of the options for that ailment, whether that is what's it called when you put your needles?
Acupuncture. My mum had that. Mental. That's one of the things that I wouldn't have. I don't think.
Homeopathy.
Yes.
My mum swears by
That's because she's from Glastonbury.
She absolutely swears by her homeopathic treatment. Try and find the science on that. You're not going to.
No.
But isn't that fascinating? And what I love is that it could all be a load of absolute codswaddle, but if it works, it works.
Exactly.
Who cares? The mind is a mysterious thing and we'll never fully understand it.
Exactly. I also think that those things that have been steeped in heritage for a long time, like reflexology for one, you think people have been doing it for so many centuries.
Yeah.
It has to work for some people.
Oh, it worked for me without a shadow of a doubt. I needed the loo.
Honestly, but the thing is as well, when it comes too quick, sometimes that can be a bit of a shortcut to the system.
Yeah, she unblocked.
Wow, she made it.
We can't finish on that.
Yeah, of course we can.
Okay, we can finish on that.
Do you know what? I think there should be more talk about poo, bodily functions, and I think poo is one of those things that people hate talking about, but we all do it.
Would you like to do an episode on poo?
No.
Okay.
Although I have to say, having just got back from holiday, I say this all the time, what is it about going on holiday and not being able to poo?
Oh, yeah, I have that if I go to Glastonbury Festival.
Yeah.
My system's so smart.
Yeah.
that for me is like my gut is linked to anxiety, and if I had to do that in a field in a
but even on a normal holiday, can you go for a poo then?
No, I went to Thailand for nearly 3 weeks and didn't go the whole time. Like a baby,
a poo baby.
Right. Okay.
Thanks for that. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'd love to know your stories as well about going on holiday and not being able to poo.
Or your holistic stories. Let's go back to the point.
And also, if you've got any holistic kind of modalities that we haven't talked about, really positive stories, we'd love to hear those, wouldn't we?
I would love to hear those because like your Ralphing?
Yeah.
Ralphing?
Yeah. I don't know.
For me, Ralphing is being sick. If you Ralph, you're sick.
Oh, really?
So it must be Rolf.
Maybe.
Whatever. But I love hearing about new things. So if anyone's
definitely
got any corkers, let us know.
And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. See you. Bye.
Thank you for watching this week's podcast. Coming up next week, we are going to be talking about career transition.
Oh, and this is one of my favourite things. I am like a cat with 9 lives when it comes to career transition. And I didn't really realise quite until we started listing all of the different businesses and careers I've had. But I think it's really important because lots of women at this age want to make a change.
Yeah.
I'm
excited for it.
I'm excited. So don't forget to tune in.
And like and subscribe and join the wait list for our new community starting later this year.